Thanks for coming to listen today. Appreciate it very much. Now if I want to go up, the big green one. Here's a forward-looking statement. Investment highlights so far, as we see them right now. It's we've got high-grade gold discovery potential. We've proven it again this year. It started last year, 2017. We had 3 of our 9 holes test the north boundary area. They were very successful. I think probably the best hole was 12 meters of 10 ounce. It brought us back to it this year. Last year was 2,500 meters of drilling. It was a quick program. This year we started out hoping to get to 5,000 meters, and we're now almost up to 10. Our first hole of the season was pretty spectacular. It came in underneath last year's discovery. I'll get to that shortly. Expanded drill program, that's already underway. Year-round news flow. We do have other projects. I do have one tied right on to Jan's project in the Yukon, and we've got another project in Saskatchewan, just south of the CB and Santoy mines, which we intend to get into this year. Capital structure, as you can see, we're about 112 million shares outstanding, issued and outstanding. This year, because of our initial success, we did raise money at the higher levels. It took us about 2 weeks. We raised 4.2 million hard dollars, of which Eric Sprott took about half. Fund out of Toronto took $1.5 million, and then we took and distributed through the office about $500,000. And then I did another small flow-through, basically sucked up the balance of some of the funds in Toronto that had excess flow-through sitting there at $950,000. That was done at 40 cents with no warrant. I've taken down also this year about 1.7 million in warrant exercises. So we're really well cashed up, over $7 million right now, and I don't see us raising money for next year. So we're in good shape. As far as our management and directors, pretty good crew. Ron Nedlitsky is our chairman, as he is also involved with Skeena. He's got a great history there. Tim Termundi is on the board. He's quite active with me running the company. Another geo, started his career there with Ron, actually at the Snip mine. Cornell is running the program, a lot of experience in northern BC as far as geology goes and operations. Myself, I stick to the corporate side of things and try to stay away from geology as much as I can. And the other 2 fellows on the advisory board, Mike Roberts and Henry Omack, have a tremendous experience up in the Golden Triangle. I would say also we've got a pretty good track record at M&A. With Ron there, obviously he's got a stellar past as far as selling projects, moving them on to bigger companies. I sold my last enterprise was Bayfield Ventures. I sold it to New Gold. Good timing on my part. And Tim and Ron also sold Copper Canyon to NovaGold. As far as the Golden Triangle goes, it's a story that's pretty well known now. It's been a couple of years building. It's building every year. There's getting less and less land available up there. It's becoming a real area play. There's a lot going on, and it's an area unique in the world, I think, in terms of discovering high grade, whether it's going to be copper, whether it's going to be silver, nickel, or gold. There's a number of companies up there, past producers, that are being looked at again by the likes of Skeena. SK Creek and Snip. You've also got recent discoveries in Red Chris and Bruce Jack, and there's a lot of development potential there. There's in waiting. There's companies like Seabridge and whatnot that have massive undeveloped deposits, possibly some of the biggest in the world. The way I put this project together, the Forest KERR project is based on 3 different claim groups initially, and then I staked some. The white there is I staked around them with the understanding that I was going to try to get the other 3 claim groups, which we did. It was Kiska, Foregold, and the FORREST project. And it took quite a while, but I got the NSRs cleaned up, and you know, so that if something happened down the road, they're easy to deal with. It was a relatively inexpensive deal to put together. I got to spend $3 million over the whole project over 4 years. We're almost there now. And then issue stock, we get 100%. And that's 7 million shares we've issued. The 3 common things for the geology here that's helped guide us is the host lithology, the driver, and the structure. It's very important that you have that. It's what makes the area unique. Initially in the lithology, you've really got to be close or near to the Hazelton Stuhini groups, and what's been shown now, it's as far as a exploration model, you want to be within a couple kilometers of that contact. As far as drivers go, we've got that. This is what we're looking for in hydrothermal systems, and the structure, we've got the Forest Kerr fault running, transverses the whole project north to south. Structural complexity of it is this Kerr fault is big. It looks like it could be a key driver for the whole region. And we've got an extensive amount of subfaults coming off it, running at an angle to it. And as you can see on the right side, it also comes close to this red line, which is becoming more and more important as we get into it. When we developed the properties, when I assembled them, I got the data from 3 different exploration groups for 3 different claim groups. We put it together, did a compilation study, and what we came up with was a number of priority targets, which I thought we would burn through in the first 2 years. We're still on the first one. The North Boundary Zone has turned out to be something that we can't move on yet. Maybe next year we'll have another rig. We can start doing more of the other priority targets that we have. But this looks like it's going to develop into something. So last year's 3 drill holes that found us this zone, we knew the boundary zone was going to be good, but this is just the north part of it, and it was just basically an outcrop we tested, the only outcrop in the area, and it came back with 50 grams gold. We drilled under it, and this is what we hit, fairly shallow. All our drilling to date is hitting mineralization within 120 meters of surface. Last year's results were very impressive. This year's results, we stepped back about 40 meters to the north on the same section as those first 3 holes last year, and we came out with some pretty tremendous numbers, and in effect we're just underneath them, last year's results. In this year's results, we came out with, let me say there might be a 30 to 40 meter separation between them, but we had 4 intervals of high grade in the first hole. That was really quite spectacular, you know, 10 meters of, what was it, 38 grams. Within that, 6 meters of basically 2 ounces. That is in a totally different mineralized environment than what was above us last year, those 3 holes. Last year was chalcopyrite enriched with high-grade gold, massive calco. This year, there's no chalcopyrite, and we're only 40 meters below it. And Ron says it looks a lot like snip. Totally different. So it's giving us an indication that it's a pretty complex environment. Here you can have a quick overview of the cross-sections of the holes that we just put out this past week. They're all mineralized. The stock sold off. I guess they wanted the same type of grades. What we've got around it is a little lower grade. It just means, as far as we're concerned, we haven't got enough results back yet, because we've now drilled a lot of holes there. We've got 27 holes in waiting coming down the pipe. A lot of well, the main focus of our attention, this is the boundary zone. It's 4 kilometers long. The red one on the right is the geochem survey, and where we're drilling the north boundary zone, you can see that it's under some talus cover. We haven't even got to what really lights up yet. I've got 3 holes coming out hopefully in the next 10 days on the south boundary zone. That is a tremendous geochem anomaly, as well as a geophysical anomaly, which I don't have on here, but that was an old one, very old. What we've done in the meantime now is flown this whole valley, east-west, 50-meter spacings with EM. This geochem sample here is the whole thing. It's 4 kilometers long, 2 kilometers wide. This is a sort of a graphic of the area that we've, and you know, we could be here for a couple more years. And yep. South of the very south end of the property, this is something we'll get to next year. We want to test this. We've done a lot of the sampling here where it's bright red. The one on the right, that's at the base of a cliff. Other properties, this is the Justin property next to Three Aces, and the other one, the yellow is the Chico property, just south of SSR's current drilling program by the CB and Santway. There you go.
Thanks.